Dear friends of free knowledge, I believe that many small wikis suffer because they follow the example of English Wikipedia. I would like to talk to you about my experiences with a new wiki and what I have learned about small wikis in general. The good message is, for having a great wiki that makes your readers happy, you do not need millions of articles, but you have to be very careful how you use your limited resources. I'm going to explain what to do. Hello, I am Zico van Dijk. I am a Wikipedian, a wiki researcher, and the co-founder of the Klexicon. The Klexicon is a wiki encyclopedia for children in German language. Before creating this wiki for children, we analyzed many wikis, including English Wikipedia, Wikipedias in other languages, and wiki encyclopedias for children in different languages. What we found was a deep divide. On the one hand, there are Wikipedias such as Wikipedia in English, French or Japanese. They are actually real encyclopedias that work for the readers. In English Wikipedia, anyone can create an article at will. The notability criteria are very low compared to traditional encyclopedias. There are articles about small towns in many countries around the world, hospitals and bridges, about cryptographic signatures, literary magazines, you name it. This seems to work as English Wikipedia has nearly unlimited resources. So many people in the world speak English as a first or second language. Therefore, the wiki can afford to allow all these articles to exist. There are enough helping hands. On the other hand, there are many small wikis that have adopted the basic rules of English Wikipedia. Do you want to have a great Wikipedia in your own language? English Wikipedia was successful, so therefore you must imitate English Wikipedia at all costs. Right? Let's have a look at Wikipedia in Sicilian language. Sicilian is the language of the Mediterranean island of Sicily, along with Italian. Wikipedia in Sicilian has 26,000 articles according to its main page. That is quite a lot for a small community. But what kind of articles do they have? Here an article about card games, which is essentially a list of these games. There are 2 lines about this Japanese Nobel Prize winner. And we see a page about the year 908, Anno Domini. It is more or less empty. So now imagine that you are an inhabitant of Sicily and you want to look something up, but not in Italian or in English, but in your own regional language. So maybe you find this article about Sicilian writer, I hope I pronounce it correctly, Goliarda Sapienza. You may be unsatisfied with these few lines and you learn, I can read about this writer better in Italian or English Wikipedia. Wikipedia in Sicilian does not look like a useful website. I don't need to come back to this Wikipedia language version. That would be the conclusion after having seen these kinds of articles. And that would be a pity, because Wikipedia in Sicilian has actually a number of quite nice articles, for example about Michele Amari, a historian from Sicily. So I am afraid that the majority of the 26,000 articles make a very poor impression to the readers. At the beginning of the Klexicon, we started with a list of 700 articles we thought necessary for an encyclopedia. We created the list based on printed encyclopedia for children and feedback from children and adults. Our community was and still is relatively small, for about a dozen people. We thought with our limited resources we cannot permit us the same liberty for individuals as English and German Wikipedia does. Therefore, we allow writing a draft article only about a topic that is already on the list. And if a contributor thinks that the list should be expanded, we discuss it. So, when we discuss in the Klexicon community about a new topic, we ask ourselves, is it a topic that may be interesting for children? Would children meet the topic in their everyday life or at school? For example, Munich is an important city in Germany. Therefore, we have an article about it. Many German-speaking people have heard about it or have been there. It is likely that the Klexicon contributor reads the article and helps to improve it. The city of Wolfenbüttel, on the contrary, is much less important. It has only 50,000 inhabitants. So we do not have a Klexicon article about Wolfenbüttel, at least at the moment. So when you look at a random article in the Klexicon, you will note that an article consists of at least 2 or 3 paragraphs. Longer articles are divided into sections. Every article has at least one picture. The text may not be absolutely perfect, but it had at least 3 proofreaders. Klexicon articles do not have red links. We are afraid that children are disappointed when they click on a link and don't find an article. They may not know the difference between red links and blue links. And a Klexicon article has no bullet points. It consists of real text. At the moment, the Klexicon has more than 3,200 articles. Is that many? Is that enough to satisfy our young readers? We have reason to believe that, because we have a tool to find out what our young Klexicon readers are looking for. Popular search terms are, for example, dogs, elephants, corona, pyramids, vitamins, etc. The Klexicon has already articles about nearly all of those topics. Sometimes we see that a new topic appears in the search terms. For example, light bulb. We discussed the term and finally put it on the list. We hope that soon someone will write a draft article about the light bulb. So what are my recommendations for every wiki community? First, you must find out what your readers actually need. What content attracts them? What kind of content is unnecessary or even harmful ballast? Many Wikipedians believe that a very short article with 2 sentences is better than having no article about the topic at all. I say no, a bad article is worse because it is bad for your reputation. Second, you need a decision-making process about content. A wiki should not be only a platform for publishing, but also a platform for collaboration. And third, your community may need a discussion why you have the content you have at the moment. Why did your community allow 2-sentence articles? Why do you have no minimum standards for article quality? Maybe your community wanted to see a large number of articles because that looks good in the Wikimedia statistics. And some of your contributors just want to write about anything they like. They think about their own fun, but not about the readers. Maybe the problem of your wiki community is that it never had a thorough discussion, like what do you actually want to achieve with your content, but it is never too late to have such a discussion. Dear friends of free knowledge, I wish you a great Wikimania and all the best for your wiki. Please check out the links in the video description for more information about the Klexicon and about my research. Thanks for watching.